Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to King of Hearts Fishing, where we made it. We've made it to the final episode of the Lake Picachos in Sinaloa, Mexico episode here. And I mean, it's been a great ride so far, and had a great time, sharing this experience with you guys. And if I could make one suggestion, if you have the opportunity to go on a Mexico bass fishing trip, and you have the means to do so, do it. I mean, it's absolutely worth it. If you want any of the information in regards to this trip, we're already planning for 2026, and I think we're shooting for mid-March this time. We were trying to shoot for earlier February or January, but these trips get booked super fast. I mean, you have to book them year and a half, 2 years in advance just to get those earlier months. Not to say that the March time frame isn't going to be just as hot, because it will be, but we were trying to get a little bit in front of where that transition period happened between the cooler water to the warmer water, and not necessarily trying to catch spawn, because these fish bite regardless, but we were just trying to time it out there. But nonetheless, we're shooting for mid-March 2026, and if you want any of the information, I'd be happy to share it with you. kingofheartsfishing@gmail.com. You can reach out to us there. You can go over to our Facebook page. You can send me a Facebook message, or leave a comment in the video down below. I'd be happy to share some of that, and comment anyway. I'd like to know what you guys think of this mini series from Lake Picachos, Mexico. And as we get into some of the footage as we get started here this morning, so this is day number 5 in Mexico. This is actually the 4th day of fishing. We only fish half a day on this particular day, where we left out at 6 a.m. If you've seen any of the previous videos, leave it at 6, come back at noon for a break, and then we'd go back out at 2. On this particular day, we got back in around a little after noontime, because we had to catch our ride back to Mazatlan, and we'd stay the night, and we would then catch our flight the next morning back to the States. So this particular day kind of started off a little slow. We went back to the same spot I caught the 5-pound, 6-ounce fish the day prior. Caught a few, but it wasn't nearly as hot as it was that previous day, especially as far as the bigger fish being stacked up in that area, in those those standing timber, and the stumps and the stuff that was sticking out of the water. The one that I caught that big fish on. But without further ado, let's get right in to day number 5 here on Lake Picachos. We started off this morning like I did the previous morning, using the black and blue Wacko. That is the Whack Attack Lure stick bait version of the Cinco. And like I said, off to a kind of a slow start this morning. I switched over to the Carolina rig not too far after that and get another one. Again, using that watermelon red fluke on the Carolina rig, dragging the bottom.
Yes. Eat turkey. No lo escucho, mándame mensaje de WhatsApp porque la llamada no lo puedo escuchar. Mándame mensaje. Baby net?
Nah. Pulled a little drag.
So a pound and a half, 2-pound fish there. It was funny. You saw the guide on his telephone. We had to switch boats. The trolling motor broke on us. And while we waited, it was at least 30 minutes for the other boat to come in. The guide was hand turning and keeping us in place on that trolling motor because the foot pedal wouldn't work anymore. So he calls it in, so it gets one of the other guides to bring us another boat. Didn't get the footage of us switching the other boat, but it was kind of made it an interesting morning on that final day.
Like it's on Four and a half.
Ben caught probably his biggest fish of the week there, or he pushed a 5, I think, at one time. It was a great trip. Like I said, if you get the chance to, I mean, it was awesome to just be able to take this trip with Dad and have the time spent and have the memories. And you can't replace that. You really can't as a father-son, or if you're going with the wife. I mean, we had a couple there that had an awesome time fishing together and caught some really nice fish too. Times whenever those 2.5, 3-pound fish would hit, they hit like 4 or 5 pounders, and they fight like that too. You wouldn't know until they either come and breach the water, or if they got up close to you and you saw their silhouette. They're just such good fighters down there. It's kind of a different story down there. I don't know how to explain it. You hear that, and I don't want to be cliche about it either. That all of these bass fish, they fight so much better than this lake or that lake or in the States, yada, yada, yada. But these bass, they did. They fought really well, and it was a lot of fun getting them in and not knowing what you got until you get it in the boat.
Dang it, man. I'm getting tired of that.
Three and a half. When I was reaching for the beer. Hey, boy.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, man. Is it?
So a good fish here. It wasn't
Shorter, but he's chunky.
get a little excited. It was a shorter fish, but it was pretty chunky and had a pretty good sized mouth on it. The video really doesn't do any of these any
That's
justice.
4 pounds.
Right at 4 pounds is what it was.
Wacko.
I think I'm Texas rigging there, and I was using the Wacko again. Well, like I said, you don't know until you get them in the boat. And they fight so good, and you got it in the net, and it looked good. I mean, that was a nice fish. One of the nicer ones for sure of the trip. This last day was great, and especially when we get to this last spot here in a little bit. And this absolutely made me sick. Listen in.
Yeah. Oh, he got off. Mother.
Absolutely made me sick. I mean, yeah, I had a freaking vape in my mouth, And lesson learned, okay? It's, I'm not the only one it happens to, right? Did it right there, and I absolutely landed that fish. But the one before, it was an absolute giant. Absolute giant. And I'm not joking here. I know fish stories. It was this big. No, it really was. I mean, because you saw there on that last one, it didn't hit to the boat. Another good fish here, but just trying to elaborate on the last one. I saw the silhouette of it as he kind of come up toward the water. And not only the mistake of having the vape in the mouth, but the mistake of not setting that hook really good. I just kind of pulled up on it when I should have just really just set that hook, and I did not do it. So that was mistake number 2 in that. And mistake number 3, I don't think I slacked the line on that. I really don't. Decided not to weigh this one, or maybe I do, but probably 3.5 or something, maybe 4. But this last spot really produced, and I'll stop talking and let y'all keep on watching.
on. There you go.
No wind on that. Bueno.
Bueno.
Wind on that.
So I thought we'd end up
That.
on that.
Jet flags. Last fish on Lake Picachos. One más.
Oh,
Stay.
oh.
That's good fish, Dad. Holy shit.
Woo!
I don't know if he'll beat my yesterday.
Thought it was close. I thought it was close to beating the.
You can end on that
I
one.
thought it was close. Put the scale on it, not quite as big. I'm sure y'all can all relate. I mean, it's, you know, you get excited, and I was getting excited for that giant from earlier that I lost, but this one I thought maybe it'll
5 pounds.
push, and it was right at 5. It was actually like 14 pounds,
Hold on.
or not
Check it
14
con mi
pounds, I
scale.
wish. It was actually 4 pounds 14 ounces, right at that, and we put it on the other guy on the guide scale, and it was like right under the line of 5 pounds. But overall, that, I mean, for the very last cast, and you know, I said last cast, and we were going to end on that last fish, and then my dad got hung up, and I said uno mas, threw it out there again,
Give me live.
and end up catching this one on the very last cast.
Well, that's the last Lake Picachos bass. You gonna take a picture of that?
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to, you know, and it's funny how that happens a lot, right? Either on the first cast in the morning, or your first cast out when you're out on the water, or you decided, you know, that last cast, okay, last cast, which a lot of times means 15 more maybe. But in this particular case, it was the last cast, and we ended up grabbing that 5-pounder to end the day and to end the trip. And like I said, absolutely great time, great food, great people. The guides were great. The staff at the camp was great. Go check out Ron Speed Jr.'s adventures online. Like I said, I'd be happy to share any of the information that you would like to know. If you want to comment down below, hit us up on Facebook, or you can email me at kingofheartsfishing at gmail.com. And hearts is spelled H-A-R-T, by the way, not the other way. But like I mentioned, just if you want some info, I'll be glad to share with you. We're planning for our next trip in 2026, mid-March, and if you have the opportunity to go on one of these trips, it's something that you won't forget, and something that you're going to want to do again. I got absolutely spoiled on this trip as we come back in. This is Mazatlan behind us. After we got in, we had to catch our ride back to Mazatlan, get all packed up, and get all the rods broke back down, and took a ride back to Mazatlan, stayed there the night, and then caught our flight the next morning back to the States. And I can't say any more about this trip and how much it meant to me personally, and being there with Dad, and just experiencing that. Only my second year back at seriously getting back into fishing, and it was just a wonderful time, and I look forward to going back. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. We're on TikTok now, at King of Hearts Fishing. Posted the video of the big miss and the mistake made there, along with a couple of other shorts over there, and we'll be posting to that hopefully once a week. And be on the lookout. I've been talking about the Conroe tournament. We didn't do great at it, but I've got some content coming for it, probably next week. Got the Crappie Classic. We'll be fishing, me and Tyler, my son, will be fishing that this coming Saturday. We have some great video of practice. This past Saturday we went out and we took care of business. If the tournament would have been this last Saturday, we would have had something going on. Nevertheless, it was a fun day out on the water, and caught close to 20 crappie, one that was right at 2 pounds, and looking forward to getting out there on the Crappie Classic. They've got just, I think, over 30 teams entered in that on a small little bayou in southeast Texas, so it's going to be fun. Like I said, hit us up on Facebook too, King of Hearts Fishing over there. We'll post pictures and stuff, and give us a follow over there as well if you would. We appreciate everybody coming back and watching the 5th episode of King of Hearts Fishing right here on YouTube. We appreciate everybody's support, and we'll catch you in the next one.